Welcome to The Locker Room, the show where every game has a story and every girl deserves a voice. I'm your host Nelly, and alongside me today is Claire.
We're a podcast of 6 women with our own fan experiences, from growing up around stereotypes and harsh boundaries which were created by men without the rest of the population in mind.
Our aim is to bring together a community of women with drive and desire to be at long last accepted and represented as equally as our male counterparts. Recently, in Formula One, we had a big race in Qatar with Oscar Piastri having an almost perfect weekend. He got sprint pole, sprint win, and then pole for the Grand Prix. It looked like the win was likely. However, McLaren's strategy faux pas of not pitting their drivers behind the safety car cost Piastri the win and handed it to Max Verstappen. It does mean we have a massive week in Formula One coming up. With Verstappen's win in Qatar, there is just 16 points separating Lando Norris, who leads the championship, and Oscar Piastri in third. Although all three drivers can mathematically win the championships, it is Norris's to lose.
In football this week, Arsenal stays top of the table in the Premier League, with newly promoted Sunderland maintaining their unexpected form. This places the Mackhams in 6th and Wolves currently in 20th, yet to win a game in the league this season. In the WSL, Man City go 3 points ahead at the top of the table. And Liverpool still hasn't achieved their first 3 points of the season, so they go into the 10th week of the league without a win.
The tennis season is finished with Carlos Alcaraz and Arina Sabalenka both ending the year as number 1. Jannik Sinner won his second ATP final title, and Elena Rybakina collected her first WTA final, ending another great season in tennis. We can't wait for it all to begin again at the start of 2026.
This week in darts, the Ali Pali remains the main venue for the World Darts Championship, as the contract was renewed until 2031. Michael van Gerwen beat Luke Littler in Finland pre-PDC World Championship. The draw for the World Championship has been confirmed. The expanded 2025-2026 PDC World Championship will feature a record-breaking 128-player field with a huge £1 million prize for the winner, the biggest payday in sports history.
It's been a busy few weeks in rugby, with the Autumn Nations series giving us some great games. England went undefeated with a convincing win against the All Blacks. Wales, however, had a tough time with their heaviest ever defeat in Cardiff, losing 73-0 to South Africa. We also looked to the 2027 World Cup, and pools were announced for the tournament down under. Meanwhile, in the Prem, we had some cracking games at the weekend, which ended with Bath back at the top of the table, having only lost one game so far.
Here at the Locker Room, we're excited for the biggest race of the F1 season this Sunday. Plus, the Women's Champions League 5th round commences next.
We are now going to cut to our game section, a fun new edition of Hit or Miss, where me and Claire discuss controversial opinions on sports with a guest appearance from Liv. Welcome, Liv.
Hi everyone. The first controversial opinion is that Luke Littler is overrated.
Yeah, I'm gonna say here. I think just because of maybe he's gone into it too quick, and everyone's thinking because he's 18, he's a world star.
Yeah. And I think because the pressure's on him as well, it's kind of led to some random performances as well. So sometimes he's not quite as on the level as
agreed. Yeah. The next one is Jannik Sinner deserved a longer ban.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I'm sorry, if you're doing any kind of drugs in any kind of sport, you deserve a ban. I mean, if we're going to use other examples as well, Paul Pogba got a 4-year ban for drugs, so...
I disagree, because it was such a tiny amount that was found, and they agreed that there wasn't an intent to cheat. That wasn't his aim. It was such a small amount, and it was accidentally given to him as well.
Yeah. So the next one is really controversial, is there needs to be VAR in the Women's League.
100%. I feel like a lot more from what I've seen is a lot more controversy goals happening that shouldn't happen, because if that was in the Premier League, then it would 100% probably get chalked off.
I agree, there's a lot of decisions that are missed or mistakes that are made that we wouldn't see in the men's game.
Yeah. Next one is that Max Verstappen didn't deserve to win in 2021.
I'm going to go for a hit. I feel like the safety car procedures were very broken and they shouldn't have done it because Lewis could have a clear understanding of like winning.
I'm going miss because it wasn't Max's fault that they broke the procedures. He was put in that situation, and I think in the situation he did what any driver would do. And if they were going to do anything, they should have just chalked the race result, which Max would have been handed the championship anyway.
Nice. Okay, so the last one is about rugby, and it's that the 20-minute card is pointless. Red card.
Hit. I feel like it helps like prevent head contact and stuff, and so the team won't have to suffer for like, I think it's like 80 minutes for a game.
I think, I'm going miss because I think it's good in the fact that it still punishes the player but without punishing the team as well. So I think it's a miss on that one.
Yeah.
This feels like the right time to discuss the Sky Sports Halo account.
Which, by the way, was a massive fail on their behalf. I think it's really embarrassing from them and they've really missed the mark. What do you think about it, Claire?
I think it was horrible. Like, to perceive us girls like that is just, it's not fair. I did see a video of Haaland during a match against Bournemouth before he scored. The text was in like pink sparkly font saying how the Matcha and Hot Girl walk combo hits.
Which is completely misogynistic and patronising and untrue. I think the principle was really good, to have a community for female fans where we don't feel judged or belittled by men, but they completely messed it up and kind of made us feel like we didn't belong more than before.
In my opinion, they're trying too hard to even the scale between female and male fans. I've never sat watching with my family or discussed with my friends any desire for a female-only Sky platform. It's never seemed necessary since we can understand what's being posted on the main Sky Sports account without the addition of pink sparkly font and the mentions of Labubu's.
This week, Iona spoke to Teagan Crump, a motorsport journalist who interviewed F1 Mercedes driver Kimi Antonelli and F1 Academy graduate Chloe Chong, the youngest F1 Academy driver at the age of 16. Chong drove for Prema Racing in 2023 and for Road and Motorsport in 2025.
Hi, I'm Iona and today I'm with Teagan, a motorsports journalist, and we will be talking about women's acceptance within sports. So, Teagan, the first question is, how did you feel about the Sky Sports Halo incident?
I thought that it was stupid, not well thought out, and there was clearly no women involved, and it just kind of set us back quite a lot because it's just really misogynistic.
Mm-hmm. And then for the final one, how do you feel about the progress the sport world has made in supporting female fans, and is there something that specific that you would do that you think could help it in the future?
I think like shying away from F1, like Formula E, which is all electric, is a lot more accepting towards like fans from minority groups, like women, LGBTQ plus people. But like I've done a bit of work with Racing Pride, who are like really support the inclusion of LGBTQ plus people, and I think like something like that, where or like an app, because I know a lot of women get like harassed at Grand Prix, so like an app where they could kind of like form a community and be safe.
But like before they like go and whatnot.
So and then I think like some of the creators who've been given platforms shouldn't necessarily have been given the platform that they have. Like, do you remember those two guys? They did. It's called like Pit Stop Boys or Pit Stop Podcast.
Yes.
And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that because it's like kind of slander, but they they were like
it was what the podcast.
Yeah, they're like really misogynistic, and like they basically did a podcast with Marcus Armstrong's podcast and was like, oh yeah, women only like it because like the drivers are hot. And it's like if you're gonna have a platform,
sets,
be
like,
informed.
You back massively.
Yeah.
There's like a woman within the sport.
So I think there's still a long way to go.
Thank you, Teagan and Iona, for that interview. Some great insights into female fans' perspective on acceptance in sport. Thanks for watching The Locker Room with us, your host, me, Claire.
And me, Nelly, and a special appearance from Liv. Make sure to stay tuned, like and subscribe to be first to see next week's episode of The Locker Room, where we'll be talking about and reviewing the F1 season.